I'm the owner of the dental practice, and I started my own business 20 years ago. I began working with 4 employees. Now I have 16 employees, and we are 2 dentists. Our patients are kids and adults, and many of them are scared of going to the dentist due to bad experience they had in the past.
The dental practice is a very beautiful place. It's very thoroughly established. So people who work here and people who come as patients feel welcome. And I think this is especially important as so many people are scared of the dental treatment.
It is important for us that all of our patients feel safe, welcome, and respected. We include them into all treatment decisions and want to support them in their own concerns and goals regarding their health and well-being.
I know this team since years, and there has always been a good team cohesion and lots of fun working together. People felt appreciated. And then there was a big shift when the dental practice moved to a bigger office space. New structures have been established, new people entered the team, so the team grew bigger, and there was growing tension in the team.
I had underestimated the cost and the effort and experienced financial pressure due to the increased financial situation. And so I shared that with my team and hoped so that they would see it as a common challenge of that we together would master this situation. But that didn't go well. So the result was that the team experienced pressure then after then. So I was frustrated and burdened again and tried to solve the problem mainly by myself in working more hours a week.
And Alexander, the leader of the dental practice, had shared about his financial pressure, and now people felt that they should generate more income altogether, and they felt pressure.
The biggest issue was communication, because we have many part-time staff members. So how do you make sure that information gets to everybody in the team all the time? And how do you create an open and trustful communication in the team? And also we wanted to create a mission statement together to make sure that every person in the team could agree to common values and act accordingly.
And I thought that the prosocial process, with looking at the common values and with its openness, maybe could help people to settle down in this new situation.
One goal for Prosocial was that the issue of experiencing pressure for me and the team would disappear. And I hope that we could accept the challenge of the new, bigger practice together and gain power out of that. And that we could be proud of the new practice and have fun developing it together.
In the first meeting, I introduced the matrix. And for those people who are not familiar with the matrix, it's a tool we use in acceptance and commitment training to look at human behaviors in a certain way, if those behaviors are useful to move you towards a valuable direction in life, or if it's more unhelpful behaviors that would create more suffering in the long term.
Now, also the staff members could also express how the threat of the new financial situation had burdened them. And this brought relief to the whole situation. And it became obvious that everybody was interested in the success of the endeavor of the new practice.
People started to relax after some time. The skepticism disappeared. People started to engage. They even started to have fun. There were lots of, oh, this is the same for me, or laughter of recognition. And people learned that they would not be punished if they were open, but in contrary, they were even rewarded by, oh, really? You get snippy when you're angry? Isn't it great to see? Who else is getting snippy? And then people showed up, and it was this atmosphere of lightness and working together on something meaningful.
The outcomes of the prosocial implementation was, for example, for the issue of communication, we created sub-teams. For example, the reception team. or the assistance team, or the prevention care team. And every team has their own team leader now. And those leaders now meet once a quarter with me and the process manager to look at the bigger picture of the practice. So the mission, the vision, and also the next steps to do. And the different teams since then also create their own goals in the practice so they can manage their own processes more efficiently.
It was very nice to see how everybody kind of flourished when they started to talk about their values, what's really important to you, what do you like, or what would you love to have in the team. People said they would love to have more connection and to accept each other how they are and to have more joy and success together.
Additional structure we established were regular one-to-one conversations between the process manager and each staff member, so that I, as owner, know that every staff member is listened to and well taken care of with their concerns and their goals.
There were outcomes of this prosocial process, very specific ones on different levels. There was a mission statement that had been created with everybody's input, so everybody liked it, and the team is still using it and reads it out loud in the beginning of every team meeting, and it's inspiring and motivating for the team.
We are also now looking more what each staff member loves to do or is good at, versus appointing them to certain positions we want them to cover.
It has become more evident that every team member is different. So there are team members who love to be leaders, who love to be challenged and to take on responsibilities. And then there are other team members who like to do their work more silently. And there is no good or bad behavior itself. Every team member gives the team a new facet. And when we allow that and give everybody the space for that, the team itself is more satisfied, more healthy, and more efficient in the long term.
Concerning the issue of pressure, I realized in the process how much my employees want the success of the dental practice. Before the prosocial process, my point of view often was that I have to push my team. So for example, when a patient canceled his appointment, I drove sometimes my reception team crazy that they should fill that gap immediately. Or I thought I had always to make sure that every staff member had enough work to do. Now I trust my staff members and delegate more to the different team leaders, which is empowering them and me.
People also created a clear conflict resolution process after we did Prosocial, and they wrote the most important steps down, what to do when conflict shows up, and they put it in the kitchen in their social place. So every time conflict would show up, they would see immediately, oh, this is now a step we can do.
And questions like, is that towards behavior or an away behavior, have become a helpful part in our team meetings. And I hear our staff asking those questions also to each other.
I think the prosocial process overall has been successfully been implemented in the practice. It changed very concrete, unhelpful behaviors like gossiping or complaining. And the team created new, more helpful behaviors that are still alive in the dental practice. And what helps is that nobody told them to do that, but they created the behaviors themselves. So it's much easier for them to conduct them in the long term.
Since we established our new structures, I feel much less overwhelmed and burdened. I notice when I push or control my team and practice, then trust instead. When I become impatient, I remember that their way of acting is as valid as mine. And surprisingly, the business results are better than before.
It's also more clear for people, what do we really want, what is really important to us, and how can we achieve what we really want? How can we set up structures for that? and do step by step to move towards this direction. So we have to put effort and attention to the goals we want to achieve and to the values we want to follow up on.
What is moving and very important to me is that I now appreciate my staff much more as wonderful human beings who are highly engaged and capable. I love to work and to share my lifetime with them.